Welcome to Redwood Reviews, and if you've made it through the first 19 seconds or so of the video, you just watched me cut a branch with a Silky Ultra Accell 9.5-inch folding blade saw. Now, the Ultra is an aluminum handle version as opposed to a, I guess it's probably plastic rubber handle version. I got that one for it being a little more durable, hopefully. And the reason I got the 9.5-inch version versus the next one up, which I think is called the Big Boy, is I was hoping it would fit in my pack and not stick out. You're seeing right here that it's got a second lock position on the blade, so you can kind of get in between things a little better. This is the curved blade version of the saw. They also make a straight version. Now, you can buy extra blades, and some of the saws you can get different teeth variations. Now, this current blade has the large teeth on it. The Big Boy, which is 360 millimeters long, you can get extra large teeth, which I wish I could get on this saw. I got this for trail maintenance, and I was hoping, do some small and medium size clearing, and you'll see in a little bit. I took on something too big, and really that was just to test it and make this video. There was something that needed to be cleared on the trail, and so I spent quite a bit of time doing it. Anyways, I like the saw. It seems to be working well. It seems to cut through the first half of something pretty quickly and then kind of slows down. And I'm not sure if the teeth are building up with sawdust or what that is, but it seems like the first half of a cut goes pretty well. And as you can see, it's really compact and small. So just to give you an idea of how much space, or how much, I guess, firepower, and for lack of a better word, you can bring out to the trail, this little pack, I can carry that 9.5-inch saw plus my hatchet, and it's completely concealed and out of the way. All right, so here's a tree in my backyard. The branch goes up about 20 feet. It's about the same diameter as the one you saw me cut in the beginning of the video. And there's that binding I was talking about earlier also. That's why you kind of want to buy two blades if you choose to buy one of these saws. Or I should say a spare blade. Now, as you see, I get through the first half of it really quickly. It does seem to slow down a little bit after that, but makes quick work of the smaller branch for sure. All right, now we're going to get into the bigger project I mentioned earlier. Now, this is a tree that fell down on a trail system that I hike 2 or 3 times a week, and so it needed to be cleared, and I needed footage for the video, and I figured if I'm just going to sit here and saw something very big, I may as well make it useful. Now, right off the bat, this tree is too big for this saw, or this saw is too small to cut this tree. But I wanted to see what it could do. The blade was long enough to reach through both sides. As you see, I'm kind of getting through this first third pretty quickly. And I was like, cool, this is only going to take me like 15 minutes. I had to cut both sides, so I was hoping 15 minutes per cut at this point. I didn't really know what to think when I went into the woods, but this is at like 9:30 at night after a pretty long day. And if you're still watching this, you probably kind of want to know the outcome. Now, again, going back to the fact that it got through the first half really quickly and then kind of slowed down, I was trying to figure out what happened. And every time I kept pulling the blade out, it was covered in, the teeth were filled with sawdust. So I think that's part of the reason why. So I started trying to clean the groove out, but at the same time, it didn't start cutting any faster. This is starting the other side of the cut, I think, or the other side of the log. And what you'll see is how fast, this blade gets down into the wood pretty quickly. Right there, what I did is I actually put it on the second lock. And right there where the blade binds is why you want to have a second blade with you, because that came really close to cutting or breaking the tip of that blade off. After about 40 minutes or so, I had probably 50 to 60% cut through on both sides, but I decided to pull out my hatchet and give myself a sporting chance of getting through this log. Now, I think what made the difference here is that the log was too long or too wide for the blade, and I just knocked basically the bark off all the way around, giving me a log width that the blade could handle. What I will say is, while I have my hatchet pretty sharp, it really wouldn't take any of the log off except the bark. Once I got down into the true wood itself, it really stopped cutting. And I'm just trying to clear right around where I've already cut and make the log a smaller diameter. And what you'll see is a groove basically all the way around the log on both sides. And here it is, finally finished cutting through it. It took me about an hour and 10 minutes of work, and I think had I went straight to the hatchet right away and cut that groove in it and then just cut with the saw, I probably could have been done in like 35, 40 minutes, maybe even less. So you can tackle a pretty big tree with the 9.5-inch blade, but you're probably going to need a hatchet to help with the work a little bit. And it really is too much. Looking back on it, I wish I had bought the big boy, which is 360 millimeters long. It would have been perfect to clear a log this size, and it still would have been small enough to fit in my pack. I really bought the 9.5 out of concern to make sure I could fit it in my pack. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let me know.